Okay, prepare yourself as we are about to dive deep into the thrilling crossroads of engineering and technology. Our next guest seamlessly blends the precision of structural and civil engineering with the innovative realms of project, budget, and collaboration. She has spent her early career immersed in the complexities of structural design and 3D modeling before embarking on a new path to shape the industry. Now, as a solutions engineer at Procore Technologies, she is leveraging her expertise to revolutionize the industry and champion platform technology and database decisions. She is guiding her peers towards smarter, more efficient strategies. Get ready to be inspired by the force of innovation and the mastermind of Procore Technologies. Please allow me to introduce you to Lama Saleh. Joining Lama, we also have Abdel back one more time. Abdel, welcome back to the podcast. And Lama, welcome for the first time to be on the Let's Talk podcast by Horton Interiors, powered by Maven. Such a great pleasure to have you both here this morning. Lama, as I understand it, you were actually in Saudi Arabia a couple of days ago. You flew in last night.
Correct, yes. First of all, thank you for having me. I just came back from Saudi. There was 2 mega events going on in Saudi. First of all, we assisted in the Giga Saudi Projects event, and then there was the Construction Summit 2023, and it was a pleasure to being able to assist with these events.
Yeah, and you had a keynote presentation, if I'm not very much mistaken.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I was. I had the pleasure to present how we will now report case study to everyone who was there, and it's basically it gives very important insights about the future of technology in the region and how construction companies can be utilizing technology to advance and see the future of construction in the region as well.
Okay, and you had 150 people in attendance. I tip my hat off to you because I love public speaking. I know it's not always that easy. And as I understood it, you have some really good insights to share with the market as well. Would you feel comfortable sharing some of those insights that you presented last?
Sure, of course. So basically the report, it records behaviors and trends about thought leaders and decision makers when it comes to construction industry in the region. And basically the report answers questions like what are the current challenges that construction industry is facing right now? How are they thinking of facing or pushing through these challenges as well? What are the skills that are required from the workforce at this stage? And a lot of the responses came with the new will of introducing technology into construction right now, and combination between those 2 words who actually before the connection wasn't there, but now we can actually talk about solutions that can combine the 2 in order to make the life of everyone in construction a bit easier than how we're doing things right now.
So are you saying that technology is creating new challenges, or is the solution to the challenges that are already in place?
Oh, I think, of course, the technology is the solution to challenges that are already there for construction.
Okay. So tell me about some of that technology. I'm really interested to know, because this subject is completely out of my wheelhouse. So I have to bow down to your superior knowledge on this topic, Lama.
Of course. So first, the start number 1. So the first thing that we need to talk about is the actual challenges. So what are the challenges? We need to know what's the problem in order to know the solution, right? So basically, if we talk about what are the challenges that currently are faced in construction, so first and foremost is the ability of not having all the information that we need to have, the collaboration that needs to happen between all the stakeholders as well. So we need a centralized location of all the information that happens from a construction perspective. And that's very important to know the initiation of the information from the start to end of the project. And that's what's actually missing. So, of course, there's a lot of information scattered along different solutions, different systems when it comes to construction, but there's no actual solution that combines all the information together in order for the stakeholders, the decision makers to know the story behind everything. So basically, when you finish a project, delayed, out of budget, right? It's too late to know what happened. So basically, we need a proactive approach to know exactly what happened, to start from the beginning and create like a life cycle of the project information. And that's where technology can help.
Okay. So proactive approach or a Procore approach?
Well, of course, there's a lot of solutions out there, but of course, I'm an advocate number one to Procore.
Yeah, of course.
We provide a lot of solutions that helps the construction project and construction industry as a whole from start to end. And yeah, of course, we can help a lot when it comes to solution to these challenges.
And you have an engineering background, right, before you joined Procore?
Correct. Yes, I'm a civil engineer by base. I worked as a structural engineer, so a bit of a pre-construction and design. And then I moved into estimation, which is where you price projects. I worked with a general contractor here in the UAE. And then I moved by luck, by chance, you can call it, to the technology side, where I was part of a program to migrate data to fintech.
Yeah.
And that's where I was introduced to the whole technology and how technology can be combined with construction.
Yeah.
And I found my way to Procore.
Okay. Sorry, I little forgot you were here, mate. There was such an engaging conversation that was happening. So you're saying that technology is answering some of the questions and coming up with solutions to some of the problems. How are you implementing it at Horton? Are you leveraging this technology to track projects so that you can see where costs have been neglected and then kind of look to retrofit or maybe have an alternative solution for the next project so that you can learn on the job while you're doing it? How are you applying this technology in Procore at Horton?
And yeah, this is very, very important question, because implementing technology is more difficult than creating technology. Because as Lamas, she said, like, it's about close the challenges and find solutions for challenges. Today, construction collaboration platforms giving fantastic solution to the construction companies like Horton Interiors. We were suffering between finding solution to the commercial department or to the design department or to the project department to find the right platform or the right software just to manage the process. As operation director, I was trying just to find a way which platform can combine everything. We contacted a lot of platforms where they can give best solution to the design department where the process is smoother, especially with implementing two technologies at the same time. We try to implement BIM, but platform for BIM is different than what we are looking for. But I don't want just platform. I want the design department to be linked to the commercial, to be linked to the project, where the coordination is very complicated. So we try to find a way. Then I contacted Procore. Then they came and they give us fantastic platform where everything is connected.
Yeah,
I can't say it's 100% solved, but at least they give us 90% solution for our problem in terms of coordination. And it's not about just one project; it's for the whole company, which is fantastic for interior company where we have a project within 3-4 months, and it's very important to manage the load in fast way and get data collected and get the decision fast. So the collaboration platform is really important, where we can manage ourselves in terms of operations, basically. Yeah.
and this question is to both of you, but probably to you first, sir. How has data-based decision making significantly impacted a project from your point of view? And then, of course, you can talk more broadly across the board with some of the clients that you've been working with.
I'm gonna make it short.
Please.
It reduced our cost 15%. So it's very important to manage the cost of the company, the coordination and the mistakes and the rework. It reduced 15%. It's very important. We started 8 months or 9 months ago, and it's reduced 15%. This is very important for us.
And of course, you can pass those cost savings on to the clients that you're working with as well.
Definitely. Okay, this is the challenge. This is different challenge where to educate client, because client, what do you mean by collaboration software? I don't want to be involved. I want traditional. So we are trying to educate people like it's for free and it's better for you. It's transparency. It's part of our service.
Sorry, whoa. You're offering this for free to clients?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is very big. Okay, of course, Procore helping us that, because even Procore, they are not giving a limit to who is accessing to.
But they're not giving it to you for free, surely.
Yeah. So now let's concentrate on construction and the needs of construction, and then we talk about the solution. So when we talk about the construction project, there's too much stakeholders, too much people involved. There's the contractor, maybe the developer, the owner, the consultant, the subcontractor, the vendors. And limiting the number of collaborators that can be working on a project can be limiting to the project itself, right? So basically, Procore specifically, we have an unlimited user model. So basically, the company that owns Procore and is managing Procore can invite whoever they want into the system for free, and it's part of the Procore environment, in order to make sure that the process and their process of information, workflows, and approvals are all inside the system, and we're not limiting the number of collaborators that they need information from. So that's basically the idea.
So what are some of the products or solutions that you offer at Procore? If you could just detail them.
Definitely. So we talk broadly about having solutions from start to end, right? So from start, we have solutions from a pre-construction perspective, like pricing and estimating a project, and tendering, like preparing bid packages, sending them across, having quotation, and creating comparison sheets. That's from pre-construction. And now the core is actually the project management of the solution, where we can manage execution of the project, quality and safety, BIM, design coordination, in parallel with, of course, financial management as well, and invoicing. So it's the whole life cycle where you can utilize even the information even after closing of the project. And we talk about something very important. It's something to have the tools in their hands, but having the people adopt it and use it is another thing. And in order to ensure that that happens, because technology without people is nothing, and there's the misconception that technology will replace people. It will not. It will never do that. But what we're doing is at least giving an easier way to do their job, a faster way to finish their tasks, and reduce miscommunication that can lead into delays and doing the work all over again, causing costs and reflecting to budgets.
Okay. So just taking a step back and chunking out beyond the conversation that we're having right now, I think it's really important to point out that I have a degree of influence on the programming for this show. Horton obviously are the founders of this initiative, and they're the ones that introduce a lot of the guests to the show. For me, you're giving a peek behind the curtain, a sneak access to the way that you drive your projects and your business. I feel so honored and proud to be part of this project, but also you're not afraid that everyone that's listening is just going to like steal your connections with Shorky that we interviewed as well for drones, and with Llama at Procore, and go out and do this, better than you're doing it. How do you feel about that? How come you're being so transparent with the podcast?
Yeah, basically our philosophy, let's say it's a big word, but yeah, let's call it philosophy, is that we need to give the right service to the client. For us, I don't believe like fit out is just fed in the product, like where client is happy with quality and it's on time. It's about the journey of doing the fit out and construction, which is really difficult time for any client, because for them they don't know, and everyone's saying contractor is difficult, consultant is difficult, they will fight, it will be difficult, a lot of questions there. So for us to be transparent, to show the client that we are using the technology, and if you have better than that, share it with us, because we are sharing you what we are doing, and we are trying to improve the journey of doing construction. The journey, the core of the journey is the transparency, because clients want to see and to understand. The transparency is through the process. So you need to get the client involved in the process, and the platform will give them a proper view to the normal and the strong process of the construction. So if they are involved in the procurement, they will see the procurement through the platform. They see who is the subcontractor. Go and contact the subcontractor. If you want to visit the subcontractor, you want to control quality or whatever, the drawings is there. So if you want to see the quality of the drawings, it's up to you. So it's just to share with the client the transparency and the process.
So what I'm taking away from this is, there's transparency for the client, there's educating them, but we're also educating the community out there and potentially a lot of your competitors. So again, I tip my hat off to you guys and the Horton team for being so transparent and sharing the relationships, and hopefully making this a platform that people can go to regardless of which organization they work for, and learn about, cost-saving initiatives for how to produce projects, quicker, easier, more cost-effective. So again, what a great initiative, and I can't believe that you're just putting your best information out there for free. That's really great. So can you share like maybe an exciting initiative that you guys have worked on together recently and delivered?
I can say all my 2023 projects, basically.
All of them?
Yeah.
So this is like across the board now. So if you have a project on a Horton, you're engaging with Procore.
Okay, and just I want to highlight the very important element to consider if we are using collaboration platform in construction company, you need the collaboration platform creator like Procore to be behind you. And the Procore, they are providing a service where you can call them at any time and ask any question. They have a lot of flexibility in terms of giving solution in spot, because construction, you will face, as you mentioned, people they don't know how to manage. Sometimes people they don't like it. People they will create problems. A lot of questions sometimes are stupid. So you need someone behind you just to cover this gap where they can support people immediately. They created WhatsApp group. They created like online service where you can just live chat. I have this question, please answer. They answer. In addition to that, they have free access to the whole team to get certificate. If you are PM, they have training for PM. If you are estimator, they have training for estimator. If you are QS, they have training for QS. So they have special training and platform where you can learn and get certificate, which is for me important certificate now in the market. If you have Procore certificate, okay, this will add value to your.
That's very comprehensive. So you say that they're accessible at any time, day or night, even at 3 p.m. during Ramadan?
Well, we are initially a US-based company, so basically we operate 24/7.
So Christmas Day then, New Year's Day?
Every day.
Not to revisit this too much, but how has the pandemic affected your business? Did it change anything at all? Did it boost integration in organizations, or did it hinder it?
In general, COVID changed our whole mentality, right? So people who didn't even work from home one day, actually now it's the new default, we were just now saying. So basically it changed the whole mentality of everyone. And specifically for construction, because it's a trickier industry to work remotely from, this is where it was the boost of technology and how we can introduce technology into construction as well. And Procore pushed a solution out there, especially in COVID as well. And in the region, we can see that there's an elevation of the willingness to invest in technology from COVID till today.
As a result of OpenAI, ChatGPT, has that generated more interest for you? Sorry, this is a two-part question. That's the first one. And the second one is, how are you leveraging AI in your own business?
So in Procore, as a platform, we have open APIs. So technically, we can integrate with a lot of solutions out there. And we're very interested to have new technologies and integrate even more AI. We already have AI technologies already there in the system. But we are also very excited to introduce new integrations as well and new solutions to the platform that we already have. So there's a lot of ideas, a lot of things in the roadmap. We invest a lot in our R&D as well. And hopefully we'll be there with a lot of more solutions, especially with more collaboration with AI technologies, AI solution, with the ChatGPT as well.
And I won't ask you to name any names, but how many other players in the market are doing similar to what you're doing? And what percentage of market share would you say that you have? In fact, I'm not even interested in market share. I'm interested to know what percentage of projects are leveraging technologies like yours, and where is the gap that we need to make sure is covered so that more organizations leverage technology like Procore to manage their projects?
So basically, if we speak about the region here, there was a big transformation into the mentality of people recently and how they can integrate solutions. And basically, another challenge that the industry is dealing with is keeping up with technology. So basically now, and this is something that also the report revealed for us, is that construction leaders and decision makers are actually 80% of them, the respondents of that report, responded that they're willing to invest more in technology now.
Okay.
And there is other players in the market as well.
But does that specifically relate to you, or is that just technology in the broadest
That's
sense?
general, and general technology when it comes to construction.
Yeah.
And specifically for Procore, because we have a lot of solutions that tackle different areas of construction. Every construction company has their own processes.
Yeah.
They need a solution to be flexible enough to encounter all their processes as well. Sometimes, and very much all the time, we hear that we want a solution that can support all of our cycle, not only this area of our construction industry and construction processes. And that's actually where Procore really excels, because we have teams and product teams for every part of the project, and we can combine everything. So we're not, and that's something also we had the conversation too, we're not trying to replace existing solutions that are vital or mandated by clients, but as well, we're complementary and we're very flexible to fit into the whole life cycle of a project in order to make sure that all the information is placed in one place. And that's where usually Procore wins.
Okay, fantastic. So sticking with technology, how does it differ depending on geography and culture? How do you apply it to different markets? I'm just thinking in terms of like language as an example. You know, we're like the United Nations of different languages for teams in construction in this market, probably more so than any other. So how does it play in different markets, the application of Procore?
That's a very important question because we serve very different regions, and every region has their own requirements, has their own, let's say, processes and things to do ways to do things in construction. So definitely, we started as a US company only available in English, but now we have offices in Europe, in UK, in France, in Germany, in MENA. So basically, we serve a lot of different regions, and that will require localization for the product as well, and the flexibility.
Cool.
So we have a lot of languages that are already there. So of course, we have the American languages, different dialects as well, and we have the French, the German, that's in beta now. So there's a lot going on from a localization perspective in order to make sure that everyone has what they need to put the information in the system.
I believe the biggest challenge is because what I noticed, the biggest challenge is about standards, especially contractual standards. In US, they are using different standards. In GCC, for example, they are using prefix standards, and Europe is different, so England is different. So the biggest challenge to integrate the platform to be part of these standards where you can manage your process, because the process is linked directly to the contractual standards. I believe Procore, they are doing well, and the good thing with Procore, they are flexible. So if you have problem and special way to deal with it, you need to share it with them, then they develop it to make it part of the platform or the process, which is interesting basically. But I have a question because it's very important to understand. I used to ask this question basically. Well, like usually we started thinking about collaboration platform because we were trying to find solution to the departments. As I said, I have solution for procurement separately, I have solution for design separately, and I have solution for press. But Procore, they provide solution for the hard thing. But what about the previous? Like, I don't know, is it safe? Is our data safe? Because after years, it's very important to save this data. For us, we contractually we discuss a lot about this. But how can you just explain us how are you managing this?
Very important topic, and security of data is one of our number one priorities, of course. And when it comes to construction, there's a lot of confidential information that maybe even internally in your company you wouldn't want people to know about as well. So that's a very important topic. So Procore is a SaaS solution that is cloud-based 100%. We comply with a lot of security compliances as well. It's encrypted, everything is secured. We have all the information, all the requirements, the compliances as well that we share with everyone. We have a lot of information online, plus, of course, there's some things that require NDA to speak about it more.
That's a great question.
Yeah, basically because we are facing this problem. Some companies, they have, for example, procurement software, so they want to jump to Procore. For sure, Procore, they are cooperating with a lot of platforms. This is, we'll come back to the information sharing technology. So its technology is open. So if you want to use Procore, they are flexible. Okay, which software of procurement are you using or finance are you using? Okay, we can integrate it. It's fine. We have the way to integrate same platform with our platform. So it's going to be part of the process, which is fantastic. So it's going to be difficult to find it in other collaboration platforms.
And if I may add also, not only that the data is secure on the cloud from a, let's say, access perspective, but inside the system as well, we have the permissions, right? Yeah. So everyone has a dedicated matrix of permissions of what he can see, what he can do. So he can actually concentrate into the focus part or processes of each department as well. And that plays a big role into how you want to operate on the tools and the product in the solution as well. So permissions comes as a very important factor as well.
Cool. Again, great question. I'd like to come back to culture that we were discussing earlier on and how it's applicable in different regions. But tell me about the culture in your organization. Like, what are some of the, flexible working policies that maybe you're implementing? Obviously, construction is a tricky one, as we've discussed already, but I'd love to know a little bit more about the culture and about you and how you work.
Well, I love that question because not many people understand the importance of having a very good culture in the company. Basically, you spend 70% of your day at work. And if the people and the team doesn't support you or doesn't make you feel like you're home, there's something missing. And that's what actually I found really, really good in Procore and the team, how to support, how we actually engage with each other. Regardless of course, we have the hybrid, we can work. It's a technology company. At the end of the day, we're serving the construction, but it's tech. We can do it from anywhere as well. So it's a very flexible company when it comes to the engagement of people and how we're operating together. Whereas we're located in MENA, but there's a concept that I really love that's called get to know you. So basically, anyone can grab a slot in your calendar, put a meeting, and I can, for example, get to meet someone that's working in Procore in US or France or UK and get to know people just for the fun of it. And the rule is don't talk anything about work. So we get to know each other. There's a lot of meetings, team outings, of course, the regular stuff. So I really appreciate.
And this is very important because it will help to educate people about using this kind of technology, especially in the markets. Because our role as professionals in field construction and their role just to educate people through the culture. If you are not showing the culture of using the technology or what the technology people are using as culture to develop the technology, people will not be comfortable to use technology. So it's very important just to share this culture and to show like, yeah, we are flexible, we are ready to help you, we are not following the contract clauses, we are ready to just find the right solution for both of us, especially for you as client. So then the client will be able to use it and they will be comfortable to start thinking about this kind of technology collaboration platforms. Yeah.
Now I'm bouncing around here for a moment, but let's just pivot to a second to probably one of the most important phrases, at least of this year, coming from the leadership down, is sustainability, which I know is a topic very close to the hearts of everyone that works at Horton. It's one of your key values. So how are you contributing towards a more sustainable present and future?
A great question, and that's actually the topic of the year, of every year, maybe if you can say it. So there's no secret that construction is one of the leaders in the carbon emissions and etc. So sustainability is a topic that is very important right now. And the way that technology deals with it is that we can track information. And basically, that's where the technology can help. If we can track only the carbon emissions and the waste that's happening, at least we can identify trends and reduce rework. Because basically, rework is the main source of having these waste, like in large quantities when it comes to construction. So basically, technology can really help in tracking all of these information. And people here already started doing it. There's a lot of technologies and solutions that help identify and quantify the risks of having these emissions and waste.
So that was going to be my next question. We've gone from one S to another S. So safety, risk management, how does that dial in?
Yeah, so safety, we already have a lot of solutions when it comes to safety, digitizing the processes as well, having the information captured with all the risk management, having it in the solution. It's very important. We already have a solution for that, where you can go ahead and raise actions, do a digital inspections as well, putting action plans when it comes to risk as well. So there's a lot of solutions we're offering out there. It's just you need to put the information, you get the whole life cycle of the information, that you need to arm yourself with it in order to make sure that you identify what's happening on your projects across all projects, not only one project. And that's another very important thing that you already mentioned. Yes, the continuation and identifying trends from a project to another.
Yeah. And basically, you don't need to print. This is very important.
Yeah.
You don't need to print report. You don't need to print drawings. You don't need to print all this through the platform. If you have BIM model, you don't need to print drawings. If we are on site and you want to build, just go through the model, through the phone, through the iPad, through your computer. You can go to the model and you can just understand what's the right information that you need to build the thing, which is very important for us. You don't need to print anything, which is the main subject of sustainability, basically.
Of course. And thanks once again for kind of lifting the curtain, showing us the ace in the hole that is Procore, the leverage at Horton Interiors on pretty much every project this year. If people want to get in touch with Procore? Do they come directly to you? Who should they reach out to engage in your services?
Well, we're an open book. We are everywhere, actually. So we can share as well our website. They can chat with us. They can reach out directly to me. Anyone from the team here is ready to support any company that needs a bit of, or we can shed more light into what are the solution, how we could work together, and how you can leverage the solution to manage your projects in a more efficient way.
I'm ready to recommend with 10%.
Fantastic. It's been great having you on. But I think maybe a little bit of bonus material before we come to a close. I love public speaking. I don't often meet people who are quite as comfortable as you doing public speaking, especially at the conference in Saudi in front of 100, 150 people. So what are some of your tips for public speaking that those that are listening in might want to learn from you when they're on stage?
Well, first of all, breathe.
Yeah. That's important, right?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, it's...
So personally, a reminder for myself is that take pauses, because I tend to speak like fast when I come a bit more comfortable. And this reminder in my head that slow down, just take pauses and slow down.
Yeah.
It will like help me relax and help the person in front of you like listen to you more attentively as well. Because when there's a moment of silence, that captures an attention.
Yeah.
Right?
I think some people still struggle to remember to pause. And so I remind people that there is like a mind-body connection here. So what you do physically has an effect on your speech patterns and the way that your brain thinks as well. So if you find yourself spiraling out of control and speaking a little too quickly, just bringing your hands to your chest, crossing your fingers. I don't know what it is, but somehow just this makes you slow all the way down and remember to pause. Any other tips before we close out this session?
Smile.
Smile, of course.
Yeah.
Again, that brain-body connection. Like you smile, people smile. It reminds you of times where you've smiled in the past and makes you happier as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I would. So some people tell you avoid eye contact. I personally, I prefer looking and making eye contact and smiling. It actually like cools me down as well and helps me to continue presenting.
Yeah. Do you imagine people without their clothes on in the audience?
I didn't get there, no.
I don't know about you, but my imagination just isn't that good. I'm too busy worrying about what I'm presenting to actually do that. I think that's just like an old wives' tale, possibly. So, Lama, thank you for being on the show. Really appreciate it. This is your first podcast, and you've done phenomenally well. It's been great to learn about Procore. Been great to learn about the integration with Horton and how you're helping clients save money, save time, and speed up the process.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks again, guys. This in, guys. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it.